Well, actually, before I do any dye work, I got some other stuff I got to fix first. This is the piece that's going to go in the back that's going to attach the clip. Because the clip is going to have a rivet, and I don't want the rivet to touch the inside of the holster either. So I cut a slot in it using my little rotary punch, and I played connect the dots with my sharp little knife and my straight edge, and I ended up with a nice neat little slot. The clip is going to fit right in here like this. Right in here like this. And it's going to have a rivet at the bottom, and then this is going to be stitched to the back, and that's what's going to hold it to the belt. First thing I got to do though is go ahead and mark and punch that hole for the rivet. Now I already marked it. That's my wife. I already made a little mark from the back side, but I want to make sure that it's perfectly centered. Well, as perfectly centered as I can eyeball it, because there's one thing I learned, that generally if something looks right, it usually is. Now for my rivet, I'm going to use my rotary punch again. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the snap. Find whichever punch tube, there we go, fits the rivet. Actually, that one fits pretty good, so I'll use that one. Rotate it around. And punch the hole. My wife's back there playing with the cat.
No, the cat's playing with me.
Oh. Make sure I got it centered. Are you playing BAP with Zachary?
He's playing BAP with me. He hasn't played BAP with me in years. He's just bapping away.
And there we go. Okay, got my slot. And I got the hole where the rivet's going to go. That's going to fit right in there like that. That is a snug fitting clip. Okay, it's going to fit like that. The rivet's going to fit through this little hole here. Of course, this is going to go on the back side. The cap's going to go on the outside so it looks pretty. And actually, I am going to use a brass rivet on it, since I'm going to dye it brown, dark brown, same color I dyed that in-frame holster. I'm going to use brass hardware because I think brass goes better with brown than silver does. Silver goes great with black. Got my stitch groover set to about 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to go ahead and mark my stitch line. Oopsie. Now it's going to be a full perimeter stitch. To hold it securely to the back of the holster. And on my other video, I explained about how I use the stitch groover. It's my, oddly enough, it's my video on stitching. If you want to go back and review that, see my techniques, and look at there, I got a little zit sticking out there. There we go. And I got stitch groove all around, and then Yeah, I know I've got it around here somewhere. There we go. Take my edge beveler and knock those edges off. That's why I'll go ahead and use an ink pen, because by the time I get all the leather cut and sanded and formed and I get the edges beveled, it cuts that ink mark right off. Now this piece is pretty much ready for dye. I'm going to dye it, take care of those edges, and get that ready to go. Oh wait, no, I got to put holes in it first. Now on this one, I'm also going to bevel this edge, but first I want to put my stitch groove in. Let's take my stitch groover. And there we go. I'll go ahead and bevel that. A little bit of a bobble right there. Boop. And that's ready to go. This edge and this edge, they're both going to get beveled after this is glued and sanded. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this inside edge, and this edge here. Then when this gets all glued together and dyed and all that other fun stuff, that is snug. Snug is a, well, you know. Then I'm going to bevel that and bevel that all the way around. You'll see. So next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and punch these stitch holes, and then it's time to get some dye on these things.